By now, the plight of the child star is well documented. Thrust into the spotlight at an early age, it is often said that whatever age they were when they first obtained fame is the stage in development they remain at. Because of this phenomenon, their transitions into adulthood are often hard to watch, as they skid off the rails and into a world of alcohol, substance abuse, and even mental illness. Sometimes, the transition is fatal, while others have managed to claw themselves back from the brink. But for someone like Justin Bieber, it feels like their fate is still hanging in the balance. One of the most recognizable stars in the world, Justin was breaking records by the time he was 15, but along the way, he ended up broken himself, feeling more isolated with each passing year and unsure of where to turn.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they loved me and just turn their back on you in a second.
And after it looked like the family life might help him to stay on the straight and narrow, his reemergence into the public eye has people wondering if things are spiraling out of control behind the facade of a happy life.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
It's your boy Louaista, and this is why Justin Bieber is haunted by his success. By now, you probably know how Justin Bieber rose to fame. Exhibiting incredible vocal talent from his early years, Justin began to record covers and perform at local talent shows. And long before fame got its hooks into him, he started out with all the ambition and enthusiasm in the world.
I would never have thought that this opportunity would happen. It's out of this world.
Do you get nervous when you sing?
To be honest, no, not really, no.
Okay, well that's good, that's good. But when you sing for these people, do you get nervous?
No.
No, star in the making, nice. When you get success, when you get the recording deal and everything, what do you see for yourself? What kind of career would you like to have?
Well, I see myself doing more like R&B.
Then, the moment that forever changed his life in both positive and negative ways occurred when he wound up on the radar of his longtime manager, Scooter Braun. And from the outset, he knew that he'd found something special.
When I saw Justin, while everyone told me no and everyone thought I was crazy, I knew exactly what to do, and I saw the plan until he was 18. I just knew. I was like, this kid's gonna be the biggest artist in the world. I know exactly what to do to help him become that.
Shortly after taking him under his wing, Scooter introduced him to the movers and shakers of the music industry, providing a mentor for the young Bieber and another former child star, Usher.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Island Def Jam recording artist Justin Bieber. It's gonna be big, ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right, so look out, we're coming.
With everything now in place, Justin began his legendary assault on the charts, becoming the first artist to have every song on his debut release chart on the Billboard 100. But this didn't come without scrutiny, because suddenly, this little kid was hated by everyone in rock music, and held up as the epitome of everything wrong in the industry.
So you listen to a lot of Justin Bieber? Is that what we're gonna... Justin Bieber?
Who the f*** is Justin Bieber?
Good. I like that answer, that's perfect.
And you're gonna give me 1 f***ing minute? You gotta be f***ing kidding me! You f***ing kidding me! What the f***? I'm not f***ing Justin Bieber, you motherfuckers!
In hindsight, Justin didn't necessarily enjoy his own early music either, because even though Baby became the most viewed track on YouTube for a time and was his first #1, it's not a track that he looks back upon fondly.
The record Baby, take me in the studio.
I remember hearing the song at first and not, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll just say not being super in love with the song. It was just a reference, and I remember Scooter saying to me, you gotta get over the reference. But when I got my voice on it, I immediately was just like, this is such a special record.
For Justin, this level of hyper scrutiny basically just became his everyday life. And while it must have stung to be the butt of so many jokes, something far darker was happening behind the scenes that would permanently alter his life in ways that you can't imagine. For teenage girls at the time, Justin Bieber was a heartthrob whose posters filled their bedrooms. Even his eventual wife, Hailey Bieber, was a devoted fan of his who regularly attended events he was at to get a glimpse of him. But while it's understandable that these young girls who were his age envisioned them being the one he sang about in those love songs, they didn't appear to be the ones who were obsessed with him. Throughout his rise to fame, Justin was treated bizarrely by the press and fellow celebrities alike. In fact, just looking at his early press appearances unveiled countless occasions where he was prematurely sexualized. And while actions such as those as Jenny McCarthy were totally inappropriate, it seemed condoned by the industry to the point it was played off for jokes.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt.
I saw that you totally, it was like a full-on almost makeout session.
A little cougar scary.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again, and kind of molested him.
And even when it wasn't other famous individuals that were actively creeping on him, it was evident that the general dismissal of his vulnerability meant that even journalists had no boundaries either.
My parents never gave me this talk.
Okay.
So why don't you give me this talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Why do you want to know this stuff from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird.
While these people were all complicit and contributing to the trauma that Justin experienced, being in the public eye from such a young age meant that he was exposed to people accused of monstrous things. Chief among them is Diddy, a man who Justin spent a lot of time with in his younger years, to the point that he even functioned as his guardian for a little.
He's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy. What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what.
And whatever happened after that period of time spent together, Justin had looked on edge around him ever since.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Still, he remained in his circle, even seen getting drunk at his parties.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now.
Signing the bad boy. Announcement.
Here's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. It's called Don't Ever Play Yourself.
But while it seemed at the time as though he was just enjoying his time at an elite party, it now seems that there was every possibility that all the hedonism was just a way of coping with what he'd seen and dealt with. Because for all that he seemed to be indestructible on the charts, the reality of life as Justin Bieber was just one long attempt to silence the voices and traumas inside by any means necessary. During his initial rise, the image of Justin as some squeaky clean kid from Ontario was a crucial selling point. But like many child stars, it was just a smokescreen that couldn't survive forever. And when the first picture of him smoking joints arrived in 2013 and sent shockwaves through the internet, it uncovered habits that were formed long before he was outed in public.
First time I smoked weed was in my backyard here. Got super stoned, and then I realized I liked weed a lot. That's when my desire to smoke weed started, and then I started smoking weed for a while, and then started getting really dependent on it, and that's when I realized that I had to stop. I don't think it's bad, I just think for me it can be a dependency. But yeah, first time I smoked weed, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 12 or 13.
From that moment on, the narrative around Bieber changed, and he was subject to various arrests, one of which eventually culminated in a shocking DUI in Miami. Before long, pop music's golden boy was hauled in front of the judge for all the world to see.
Mr. Bieber, you are charged with the following: DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license.
All the while, he denied that anything truly happened. The cop supposedly wanted to be famous for arresting celebrities, and someone had heard him say that prior to that. Bieber told Complex in 2015, "I was not drinking. I might have had a beer earlier in the day or something." But the truth was that it wasn't just alcohol he was sipping on. As once Justin Bieber began moving into hip-hop circles, he began to consume lean, the infamous prescription cough syrup favored by rappers ranging from Lil Wayne to the late Juice WRLD. But when the world took notice, he was accused of getting the popular activist brand banned by 2 Chainz, a concept which Sean Kingston, who actively sipped lean with him, co-signed.
Did Bieber get you into lean, or did you get Bieber into lean?
Shit, I don't even know. I don't even know how he got into it. Shit.
How was it sipping with him though? That must have been fun.
Man, that was legendary. That was legendary for sure. But I was just like, damn, Bieber, you messed up activist. Like,
right.
I love you.
So you're on board with that theory that he's the one who got it banned?
I think so. Man.
Oh my god, it's official now.
But to be fair, he was lucky that the culture continued to embrace him, even after 2014, when old footage surfaced of him singing a blatantly racist version of one of his own songs.
One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less nigga. If I you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less lonely nigga.
But while that had been largely forgotten, his struggles with drugs have haunted him ever since. Soon, he was seen in shady neighborhoods, with the general assumption being that he was there to score.
Hey, can you just say hi to your fans, though? I don't want you to do that. No? Alright. Hey, I got Justin Bieber here at the Swami, though. Right here in my hood, homie. MS gang. Nice seeing you, bro. Have a good one, G. That's Justin Bieber for you guys. He's in Hollywood. The worst part of it, too. That's really Bieber. Hey, Bieber, I f with you. Nah, not really, homie, but you famous.
It's always difficult to see a star fall from grace, but what makes this even more difficult is the cyclical nature of it, as these same traps have plagued his mom from a young age. Speaking after her son rose to fame, his mother spoke about how she used to mask her pain. There were times when I was really struggling to find hope. There was a lot of pressure from people close to me to have an abortion. It just wasn't an option for me.
Drinking a lot and doing smoking a lot of pot and doing LSD actually. And it just got out of control.
Was this a way of kind of just quieting all of these emotions that were just raging through you?
Yeah, I was definitely self-medicating. You know, the drugs and everything just sort of numbed my pain.
But despite his best efforts, Justin couldn't help but to follow in his mother's footsteps as he progressed into adulthood. In the background of all this was Selena Gomez, the woman he had been on and off with for 8 years.
Justin, are you gonna propose to Selena Gomez? You guys make a really good couple. I see that smile.
Everyone was on board with this relationship between 2 former child stars. In a since-deleted tweet posted by Hailey in September of 2011, the eventual Mrs. Bieber wrote, "I don't care what anyone says, but Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together is the definition of a teenage dream." But as time passed, it was clear that it was not all well behind the scenes. Bieber himself admitted that he had been reckless in their relationship. It was implied that he had not only hooked up with Hailey during his time with Selena, but also that he had been unfaithful since the beginning, with some reports even suggesting that he had a fling with Rihanna way back in 2011 when the pair first made their relationship public. But still, Gomez stood by him. "I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. I'm happy when he's happy." Sure enough, Selena's claims that she'd always have Justin's back was made clear during each and every up and down in their relationship. Ever since he first got into a physical altercation with a paparazzi in 2012, through to being there to lend support when he was booed on stage at the 2013 Billboard Music Awards. Selena was there to help him weather every storm and never gave up on him even when he was allegedly pictured sneaking out of a brothel in Rio de Janeiro. But things weren't ever too stable. When stuff would happen, I would lose my freaking mind, and she would lose her mind, and we would fight so hard because we were so invested in each other, Justin said. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. People have made it seem in movies that it's this fairy tale, But where she'd previously served as his rock, Selena opened up about the ins and outs of the relationship, even going so far as to describe their relationship as emotionally abusive. Having said in a 2020 interview that she felt haunted by a past relationship that no one wanted to let go of, Selena has claimed that after it was all said and done, breaking up with Justin was the best thing that ever happened to me. Clearly, the Justin who was seen on magazine covers and in music videos was different than the man who had to live with himself behind the scenes. He even stated in an emotional IG post from 2019 that he was ill-equipped for adulthood, and this led to many rash decisions. Speaking candidly to his fan base, Justin discussed how it's taken me years to bounce back from all of these terrible decisions, fix broken relationships, and change relationship habits. Alongside this deeply personal confession, he spoke of how he believed he'd become the most ridiculed, judged, and hated person in the world, with millions in the bank but no skills in the real world. In another instance, he explained that he contemplated self-deletion in the past.
There was times where I was really I just would encourage people like, hey, if you're feeling lonely, talk about it. Say it out loud. There's a freedom in that. I could have avoided a lot of pain.
In essence, Justin's life fractured into two, as while he was killing it on the charts and every project he dropped immediately jumped to #1, his drug dependency got so bad that narcotics were the first thing on his mind when he opened his eyes.
Bro, I was like dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day.
But over time, he moved on, and as Haley entered his life and stood by him. For one thing, she had seen it all before with her father's issues with drugs, and she spoke of entering the scene as he tried to kick the substances once and for all.
Justin and I were never really in each other's lives until he chose to get sober and was trying to come off of the drugs, almost kind of himself.
At this stage in his life, it seemed like Justin was ready to address his demons, and alongside entering treatment for depression, he announced a hiatus from making music in 2019, and in a statement about it, he laid his feelings out about the ways in which the music business had warped him. I was real at first, and then I was manufactured, as slowly, they just took more and more control. Bieber said, adding, I started really feeling myself too much. People love me, I'm the shit. That's honestly what I thought. I got very arrogant and cocky. I was wearing sunglasses inside. I've been successful since I was 13, so I didn't really have a chance to find who I was apart from what I did. I just needed some time to evaluate myself, who I am, what I want out of my life, my relationships, who I want to be. Stuff that when you're so immersed in the music business, you kind of lose sight of. But while he once thought that life with Haley was the golden ticket to happiness, they have certainly had their ups and downs. Over time, footage has emerged of their combative dynamic, with Justin being dismissive of the former Belieber at a moment's notice.
Does this look like a playground to you? This is a studio workplace, and you're disrupting me. That is not cool. She has no idea what she's talking about, ever. Ever. She's clueless. I just listened to her because she's my wife.
It sucks that the tour was
I just answered she was asking me. Huh?
And even when she questioned aspects of their marriage, he basically shuts down her critiques.
What I don't like about being married is that you are a little bit messy sometimes, and
Oh my god. That's not true. Look at this room and let's really look at whose stuff is in this room. It's all your stuff, your makeup, your Adidas stuff, your Sharpies.
To make matters worse, he didn't provide her any credit for standing by him as he dealt with his health issues.
anyways.
They're asking me because it's my Lyme disease. It's not your Lyme disease. Are you worried about my Lyme disease? If I was scared about the Lyme disease, because I'm the one that has it.
Right, but I didn't say that. I just was saying that you were taking all the necessary.
Listen to me, woman. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Based on this kind of behavior, it's no surprise that people think that there is no one who can fix him, and that it has to come from an internal place. I don't even think he needs either Selena or Haley anymore. He needs a therapist. I think this is how he is. In fact, there's a case to be made that attempting to give himself to someone else only makes things worse. In 2022, he revealed in an interview with Ebro Darden that he was a wreck in the wake of marrying Haley.
It's a journey, and I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems, and it didn't. It's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were. That's just a result of trauma and life circumstances.
And while he fleetingly thought that Haley was the antidote to his drug issues, the signs suggest that he was going through it while by her side, grabbing all the attention at moments like her 2023 makeup launch, where he showed up by looking gaunt and seemingly under the influence. Now, as she begins to make a name for herself as a celebrity outside of his shadow, he still continually finds ways to make it about him. As when she got a prestigious magazine placement, he took to the comments and diminished the accomplishment. Yo, this reminds me when Haley and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. He wrote, "Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because I felt so disrespected, I thought I gotta get even." I think as we mature and realize that we're not helping anything by getting even, we're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. You already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover, cause clearly I was sadly mistaken. But while the public outbursts are a persistent issue, it's believed that the person who's now calling the shots is his wife Haley. In addition to running her own skincare line, Haley has been taking control of her husband's professional affairs. In recent years, Haley has been spotted comforting Justin when he's distressed, and he's even been seen physically hiding behind her at times. Now, she's taken the lead when it comes to renegotiations and other engagements too. But despite her best efforts to keep him on the straight and narrow, the world keeps testing him. And recently, the news that one of the very people who he spent time with as a young, impressionable kid being taken to task for their alleged misdeeds cashed major issues. Bieber is so disturbed by the Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. So many people who helped to make him who he is were very close to Diddy, and it has completely thrown him. Justin hasn't been responding since the home raids. He had a long break from Diddy when he believes most of this took place, and he had distanced himself from him.
Daily Mail says that he's very upset over it and that he's having a hard time registering it, and he's kind of shut down when it comes to the topic.
To make things even worse, his pain was churned into a meme, with his name becoming shorthand for abuse in Hollywood as the Diddy trial played out.
Diddy was in my DMs a couple years ago. I'm not sure. You want to see?
He would go Justin Bieber, you boy. Justin ain't been the same.
Let me
Justin Bieber.
He said love to me. He said love, King. Look, let me show you what he said to me.
It's got a sting being associated with horrific acts committed by others, when all you ever wanted was to share your talent with the world. And clearly, the scars of his youth and whatever happened behind the scenes continues to haunt him. Because of what he experienced, he expressed concern over other child stars such as longtime fan Billie Eilish, looking like he was on the verge of a breakdown as he recalled his own experiences.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second. It's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. If she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Faced with reliving the most painful moments of his life as the public speculated over what he experienced, it's no surprise that the resurgence of this trauma hasn't satiated his issues with. These days, clips have surfaced showing him looking just as worn out as he did back in 2015 when his struggles were at their peak.
High like a fly guy. I fly high like a magpie. I go high like I'm that guy. That guy.
Most notably, his trip to Coachella this year had people seriously concerned for his well-being. Still, Justin is denying any relapses, with his insiders claiming that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, and harmful narratives alive. This past year has been a very transformative one for Justin, they claimed, as he ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. But while his PR team are obviously following orders to retain his public image, videos of him suggest otherwise, sparking rumors among the public who feel that they've not only seen this story before, but how it ends. No, I'm a recovering opiate addict, and I can spot another opiate addict a mile away. Justin, no, please. He needs a detox ASAP. A man that many people essentially grew up with on their screens. The desire to see him get better transcends his actual audience and strikes on a human level. I'm not even a fan, and I think any person can see this man is in need. Wow, I hope the best for him, honestly. And now, it seems like he's crying out for help. I personally have always felt unworthy, like I was a fraud. Justin wrote in a March 13 Instagram story, like, when people told me I deserved nothing, it made me feel sneaky, like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this. I definitely feel unequipped and unqualified most days, claiming that he's just an average flawed guy who's done things that have hurt others. Justin, who welcomed his child with Haley recently, seems to be in an unstable headspace if both his public appearances and IG posts are anything to go by. He's also been lashing out at paparazzi and making harrowing posts which depict where he's at mentally.
Money, 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 money. Money, get out of here, bro. Money. All you want, don't care about you. All you want is money. Go, get out of here. All you guys want is money.
But for all that he is only trying to get some form of privacy and a life where that's hard to come by, giving them the viral moments they crave for is only deepening the perception that he is off the rails.
How you doing, Justin?
What's up? Don't get in front of my car.
Hey, back up. Private property. Doesn't matter.
How do you think it's going with you in my f***ing face? Get out of my face.
You are not on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk.
Stop asking me how it's going. Get out of here.
Get on the sidewalk.
You're not afraid to be deported. Justin, you're not afraid to be deported. Set boundaries. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to set boundaries. Don't do this. You're not afraid to be deported.
Sidewalk.
I'm setting boundaries with you because you're on private property.
Get off.
I'm a father of a real kid.
I understand.
Exactly.
Bro, stop.
Now you are. Don't act like you weren't 2 seconds ago. No, stop that. Stop. I'm a real dad with a real family. And you're really in front of my face. No. No. We're going to set boundaries here today with all of you today.
Somehow, he's managed to drop a project amid all this chaos in the form of his new album Swag. And while it is receiving widespread critical acclaim, even the way he's promoting it is as unhinged as ever, with Bieber harassing his friends like Madison Beer into sharing the tracks. The fact that you didn't use a song from the new record for this slide is diabolical. And despite everything he's been through, Justin is a rare instance where he's a teen star who is technically just as popular as ever. Upon its release, Swag acquired his biggest career streaming week with 163 album equivalent units, followed by 198 million on-demand streams and 6,000 pure sales. But unfortunately, what we know by now is that no matter how much fame and fortune he gets, there are problems that Justin can't fix with material possessions or music industry accolades. Instead, the trauma, demons, and addiction issues that he's faced have continued to rear their head. But hopefully, there is a path for this married, father of one to become the man he always wanted to be, with those same issues that have plagued his entire adult life finally becoming something he can put behind him once and for all. Because if there's anything that Justin truly deserves, it isn't another platinum record or smashing another chart record, but some kind of peace over what he had suffered.